Hey, how you doing? This is Seji Hito here to bring you the news, and I also want to note that what you're going to see here, I will have that in a video I already have uploaded. It'll probably come out around, 12 in the morning. But it is currently 8:55 p.m., January 22nd. I'm sorry, 26th, 2024, Friday. So happy weekend for those that'll come in or just so happen to, catch the live stream or what have you. So here we are at the moment in time. I guess we can start to consider this the end of Brick Gate, right? Where we had Daphne and we also had the Conscious Lee, right? Daphne was on the side standing up for black men, and Conscious Lee was strictly and only on the side for black women, right? What is up, Hack? What is up? What is up? What is up? So we're going to take a listen to the apology that the Conscious Lee had to put out.
I want to apologize for being defensive and not being brutally honest and acknowledging two things from the jump. Yes, Ro lied about how she was hit and what happened when she was hit, but she was in fact hit. At this point, I can acknowledge, however, it's way bigger than Roe, and that this particular issue is being used to drive division and conflict in the black community, especially amongst men and women. And that's why I'm taking responsibility for. I apologize for how my initial egotistical response contributed into this proxy gender war that's going on, that's literally hurting the camaraderie and unity in our community amongst black men and black women. That is not the goal or the purpose, and I apologize for that. Peep game. I was linking to what I can't stand when content creators do. When you experience backlash against your audience, you can't act like everybody in the audience are ops, because in fact this your audience, and you can't act like the backlash is just merely illegitimate. You got to have some integrity and be reflective about what's going on right now. And I'm sorry, y'all, that it took me a couple of days to really get off my defensive bucket, to really think about what's happening. Not only did I let a lot of y'all down, I let myself down as well. I make content to elevate our community, not diminish our community. I make content to edify our community, not reduce our community. And I acknowledge that the last video I've made, specifically when it comes to Roe being charged, was doing the opposite of what I want. Moving forward, I'll be less reactionary when it comes to hearing stories on social media and more mission driven with how I respond.
So we heard that, right? And when you happen to go, right, let me move this over, right? So this is Conscious Lee's Twitter, right? So I'm just making sure I can move this so that we can all happen to see everything at the same time, right? So going directly over to his Twitter, again, this is live 4K. You can go to it as well, right? You can clearly see all of the videos that he has directly up, right? Variety of videos, right? You see some other videos, and then you see this one video right here. I'm going to get to this in a second. That is dealing with, Roe, right? And then you keep going down, 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 keep going down. And then you just so happen to come to this. Now, the reason I want to point this out is because this video is from 2023, right? So we can see at the top 2023 12. This is before, Roe basically, came out and social media was a buzz, right? So I want y'all to remember during the live streams and the other videos that were out, we clearly know that there were rebuttals. We clearly know that he had a field of videos directly out there, talking about Rhonda Osman, coming directly back out and speaking about, what was taking place. But oddly enough, you don't really see all of those videos directly up here, if any anymore. So then when you happen to click on this video, right, and it doesn't show you at the top on my screen, but if you go to the video on his page where he was specifically making a rebuttal towards everybody when it specifically dealt with this, right? It says part one article proves Roe Brick Lady was hit, but not how she said, right? This is 118. So again, he left this up, took out the sound, muted the sound, and then took out the other videos that he in a sense did. But again, why would you do that? Right? I can understand the effect of you wanting to be accountable, right? You wanting to, let people know, like, hey, I in a sense, like, it is what it is, right? But to directly strip all of those videos down and then state that you are understanding that with the platform, again, he has a platform that has 2.5 million followers, right? 98.7 million likes. That's a lot of people that depend on you. That's a lot of people that listen to you. And the main things that people were able to hear both in 2023 and in 2024 was that 10 toes down, you were standing with Rhoda Osman, no matter what she was doing specifically out here. Because remember, there was proof directly out there, her record she had 3 weeks after, the brick incident, she was charged for domestic violence. So how can somebody automatically go from being a victim to the perpetrator? That sounds a little bit weird to me. And then you got other videos directly out there showcasing the fact that, hey, this is not the first or the second, but the third time that she has tried this exact same thing on GoFundMe to get money from people and everybody else. And it's always an instance of her magically, no matter where she goes, she always gets into a fight with a man or two men. Magically, and then she goes directly to social media to basically film and talk about it. And everybody believes her. Nobody decides to ask a question. How is it that you go out every single time and these things take place? One time, okay, you got crazy people directly out there, right? Anything can happen. People are belligerent, drunk, whatnot, or whatever. A second time, it's like, man, that's crazy. You might want to start playing the lottery. But now a third time that this happens, and then if people actually paid attention to that video and you listen to some of the other things that people were stating that originally at this club, she got into an argument with two women as well. So this seems like a person, not that trouble follows, it's that they cause trouble. And due to the effect that consciously with the platform that he has, he built this platform, right? He babied it from the very beginning and made it to what it is, the 2.5 million followers that he has. So what do you think is going to take place when they're looking at the face of a black man basically saying like, yeah, a black man did this. A black man is the enemy. Look at what black men are doing to black. What do you think that is going to do when it deals with the image of black men? And that's coming from a black man with a large platform, which the greater majority of the people there are more than likely women, because again, he has a platform where he speaks, on a lot of things going on with black women. He stands up and sticks up for black women. He lends his voice from the platform that he created in order to give a voice to other black women out there that may not have a platform, may not have a voice, right? All of that stuff is good and well. But when it comes to the detriment of you being able to profit off of deeming somebody a negative, that's when you got a problem. And this is when you heard in his apology, he was like, I understand my place in this and how this has caused a further divide, or this has helped to, pour more fumes on the flames. Right now, I want everybody to understand that when the whole Rose situation was going in 2023 and what recently took place with everything, all the information coming out, there were fields of people directly online. As soon as she popped back up, everybody was like, oh, let me start getting on TikTok. Let me start making my YouTube videos. Let me make sure to sit up there and start speaking up for Rose. Like I told y'all before, I got snippets from a black woman that has a very large platform. I think she might even be a lawyer. I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it. I'm just trying to recollect because it was a little bit of time ago. But it was a black woman with a very large platform, right? And she had Roe directly on there. Um, and when they were speaking, you just heard nothing but negative things being stated about black men. Black men are criminal minded. Black men are violent. Black men are not protectors. Black men don't do anything. And then you had all these other women, and during the live in the comment section recounting either quote unquote their stories or stories that they heard from a family member or a friend, stuff that's not even that their own actual experience with black men. So you just saw all of this getting poured directly on top, and looking at all of these women, just all of these black women out, just solely believing, donating money. How can we help? What's the GoFundMe? And like I said before, you have somebody with a platform. It's a black man with a platform that was basically a part of this, and then you got a black woman with a platform, huge platform, also a part of this as well. Do you think that any of these two people with their platforms and the many more out there are going to actually deliver an apology to black men out here? No. We clearly heard the video from Lee. He's not going to sit up there and give a direct apology for towards black men for the things that were able to be said by way of him and the stuff that he was specifically doing. Nope. Again, that's also why he got rid of those videos. It's a lot easier to give a certain type of apology and then just say, I'm walking away, Jesus, take the wheel, versus actually being accountable, right? And what I mean by that is, let's go back through your videos and let's go and look at how it is where you went wrong, right? Let's look at where you were in the middle and let's look at where you were right and where you were just 100% wrong, right? Let's dissect that because again, he's a content creator. That could have been content that he could have went back and actually did, and that could have given a little bit more validity to his apology because people be like, you know what? As a content creator, not only did he give an apology, but he actually went back through hindsight and he is dissecting his own content and showing where he was wrong, right? Like I said, content creation. This is a content creator. I'm just listing, some other ways to, basically do this as well. Instead of just full-fledged deleting the videos, because again, the same way he deleted videos, that's the same way that everybody else on TikTok, IG, and YouTube deleted their videos when they decided to decide on what it is that Rhonda did. They were like, "Oh, we're all for you. We're down with you." And then once the whole truth came out and that house of cards collapsed, everybody left. Nobody wanted to bring a fire extinguisher. Nobody wanted to bring a shovel. Nobody wanted to try to rebuild. Nobody wants to be responsible for nothing. Everybody is completely fine when they think that they're right, but the moment in time that is being showcased that they're wrong, everybody scatters, and that's what I'm talking about. And I keep saying this every single video on live stream. Everybody wants to be right, but nobody wants to be wrong. This is when you have people that lack the ability to take accountability, responsibility, acknowledgement of where it is that they specifically went wrong. And again, the reason that I'm bringing this up, we're going to go directly over to the next one here. It has to do with a woman by the name of Daphne, right? And I'm pretty sure through some of the live streams you've heard me refer to and talk about Daphne quite a bit, right? The queen of accountability, right? And remember, I want y'all to understand that during that apology, you never specifically heard consciously come out and list apologies. It was just a generalized up in the air, reading between the lines type of thing, right? Again, running from accountability, running from that responsibility, right? From all the damage and whatnot that has been done by way of you leveling your, you know, allowing your platform to be used in order to speak out for somebody else, right? She said, this weak ass apology isn't accepted by me. He disrespected me several times. Now he wants to use big words to make his apology sound better. Denied conscious Luther King. You didn't use those big words when you disrespected me. Say my name in that apology, right? So in the video that you're going to hear that she put together, you will hear him specifically call out her name. Matter of fact, we're gonna just it's a 2-minute video. We're gonna, pull that directly through. I'm probably gonna stop it at certain points, right? So consciously said, uh, this what your source states. Can you read? Are you challenged in reading comprehension? Right? And Daphne had basically said, like, yo, don't you feel stupid? Because the truth is basically coming out. She hit that man first, right? That's what the DA office stated. It was mutual combat, right? Both people were interchanging blows, one hit for another hit. That was it, right? But he was still going off of the fact of like, okay, well, maybe she might have misworded it wrong, but at the end of the day, a black woman still get hit. She still got hit by a black man at the end of the day. She still got hit. It was still a violent altercation. It's like, nah, this was mutual. Both people. It's like when you look at Krishan Rock and Blueface, it's mutual combat. They both sit up there and fight. Nobody is the good guy directly in here. Everybody is equal. But like I said before, when it comes to equality, everybody ain't really about equality. Everybody ain't really about equality. Like I said before, and I keep stating this. I'm all for equality. If a woman believes that she is as strong as a man, so be it. That is you. Do whatever it is that you want to sit up there and do. But as long as you do those things and understand that there are repercussions and ramifications. So if you decide to step into a man's face or a man's space, expect to get treated just like a man. So again, if you feel that you are just as strong, if not stronger, all of these other things, again, I believe in equality, all for it, then the fight is equal. Like I said, there is no villain in the story and there is no hero. There are just two people deciding that they want to go at each other. Again, how do we decide to sit up there and state that women are both strong and weak at the same time? How do we do that? How are we going to sit up there and say that women are just as strong, if not stronger than men, but yet they're weak at the same time? That don't make any sense. Like, which one is it? Like, pick a road. That's all I'm saying. Pick a road. But let's continue, right? So then we go to the next clip. We got to let this go for a minute, right? Consciously replied, said, "These folks make up anything about you when they don't like you." Laughing emojis. "I guess I can take a break from working to respond to a couple of dry ass haters. What the hell is Creole Targaryen, anyways? Okay, King of the North," right? So that was another person replying, right, at a celebrity and conscious, right? So now we're going to keep rolling. Trying to make sure I don't skip anything. Consciously again. "Chill with the lies and false reporting. The article was updated to say there's an ongoing investigation and they didn't retract how they confirmed her police report and hospital records. I'll holla at you, Celebrity D." Again, trying to state and refute that everything that Daphne has done, right? So she went over all of her records. She went over the other information. On top of the fact that she has been the only one on social media that I can account for that has directly been calling and in touch with the Texas Police Department, whatever area it is, she's been consistently calling them. All of these other content creators, they have not done anything close. They'll say that they'll do some work, but they're not sitting up there actually getting in contact with the police. They're not sitting up there putting information directly out there so this case can get moving. Because it was in a previous video that I showcased to y'all in another live stream where Rhoda Osmond was like, "Well, I got this video footage that shows, that proves that he basically hit me. He admitted to it, and even though this video is out and they have the face of the person, they still haven't pressed any charges. They're still not moving their feet." Right? So if you want to really look at it, Daphne is actually doing the utmost work, right? She's helping Rhoda get the attention of the police, of which Rhoda has stated videoly that she has not been able to do, nor have they been moving their feet directly on the case because she expected charges to be filed. Because why? She feels that she is 100% in the right, or at least that's her story, right? AKA the brick lady, right? So then we keep going, and then we see this consciously. "These insults weaker than your ability to find facts. Y'all too old to be making up ish like y'all are." Laughing emojis. "You're literally paid by the military talking, being a paid off enemy mouthpiece." Mm. See what the next one says, right? Next one. "When you're so desperate to be a celebrity, you make false reports for attention like Daphne doing, obviously, LOL. They retracted the statement, huh?" Now remember this. He wrote this back in 2023, right? But you just heard him give an apology. But yet this is how he's talking, and I want to note to a lot of people, Daphne is a black woman. Let's just get that very straight. This is a black woman standing up for black men. She goes against the narratives that other people decide to put directly out there to negatively come at black men, right? So when you hear people on social media like, "Oh, black men this and black men that," yada yada, she's one of the ones that uses her platform like, "Hey, you might want to calm down. Let me look through your files real quick. Let me look through your social media. Is this you? You sitting up here saying that you're into this. You up here swirling. You doing X, Y, and Z, and you did false allegation. Is this you that wanted to basically villainize and criminalize black men? But you out here, that's the type of stuff that Daphne does. Because again, a lot of people are not going to do the actual real work, the actual real digging. Because again, she also showed the other side to Rhonda as well. She let people know that, yo, this woman has a record. She promoted prostitution, drinking under the age of 21, assaulting somebody. You got domestic violence charges. Like I said, whole record on top of the fact of what we now see to be scamming. Not once, not twice, but three times. And she was helped out by a lot of people that have social media platforms that did nothing but stick up for her and just took her on every single word. This is why in an apology, Conscious Lee was like, you know what? I'm now going to be less reactive to the stuff that I see on social media. I bet you will, because that's going to force you to actually sit back, let it cook, and get the information that is actually needed. So now you know both sides of the stories and you can come to some type of conclusion. That's what celebrities had to do. Because remember, at one point in time, celebrities were ultra reactive. They was like, yo, this is sitting up there happening, this is happening. And then when we get a little bit more to the story, celebrities are like, damn, I messed up. I believed it, when I first saw it, I thought it was what it was. That's what I went with, my intentional thing. I messed up. So now you see celebrities, they're less reactive to a lot of things. They're going to let and wait things cook. They're at least going to wait until it gets to the middle, almost near the end, for them to actually react, to have an opinion, to have a voice directly on it. Right now, consciously has learned that lesson. But again, this is a person that met with the president. So I actually expected of him a lot more when it dealt with research and diving deep and not just believing one side. You should have been looking at both sides of the story. It wouldn't have actually had to get this far if he would have listened to the quote unquote, like the people he said in the comment section. We got to stop looking at people as ops. If you would have just listened to everybody when they told you, but I get why he didn't want to listen, because the greater majority of people that were telling him to listen were black men. I get it. I get it. The overwhelming majority of people that more than likely told him, like, yo, you need to relax, you need to calm down, were black men. Because again, I was one of those dudes telling all these other people, trying to tell people to calm down, like, hey, don't, hey, it's looking a little bit shifty here. It's looking a little bit shady. You got some people out here that got some other type of proof. Start looking at this from a different lens versus trying to go with the stereotypical thing of like, oh, black women, this is happening. Like I said, and I tried to tell black women, like, hey, stop getting emotional about every single situation. Start thinking about things logically, because you have a lot of people that look like you that ain't you, that will sit up there and use you emotionally. And when they can get you as a black woman emotionally, it's over. They got your money, they got your bank accounts, full on support, wrong or right. Wrong or right. So then we're going to keep going. So this is when it's going to get to the full thing. Oh, you're not going to be able to hear that. Hold on. So what I have to do, let me just do that real quick. I'm going to have to swap this directly back over, because I think I have to share. Let me see. Oh, they won't let me do it that way? Okay, so let me just do it by window. All right, so let me play that for you. Let me know if y'all can hear it. You said it's muted. I got you. Hold on. Give me 1 second because we're gonna sit up there and fix this real quick. I figured that was gonna happen. Right. But the main point why I get this video is that he gave, this what seems to be a sincere apology, or however you want to sit up there and list it, look at it. But the fact of the matter is, you talked about Daphne for quite some time on social media. You tried to also discredit this woman on social media, and here we are. Right. So let me just upload that to the presentation for you guys real quick, and I'll just zoom it forward. Let me see. Right there.
And then this really the part that had me scratching my ass. TikTokers provide police information on Osman false claims past alleged scams. During the investigation, detectives said they received call from Daphne Sutton, a mental health advocate and blogger on TikTok, who believed Osman was conducting a scam because similar situation happened in Minneapolis in 2020. Daphne Sutton, the queen of accountability that literally made about 30, it's exaggeration. I say probably like 10 to 15 different Twitter videos about her calling Houston law enforcement and saying, hey, Ro, yeah, she's scamming. Queen of accountability.
Much later.
I want to apologize for being defensive and not being brutally honest and acknowledging two things from the jump. Yes, Ro lied about how she was hit and what happened when she was hit, but she was in fact hit. At this point, I can acknowledge, however, it's way bigger than Ro, and that this particular issue is being used to drive division and conflict in the black community, especially amongst men and women. And that's why I'm taking responsibility for. I apologize for how my initial egotistical response contributed into this proxy gender war that's going on, that's literally hurting the camaraderie and unity in our community amongst black men and black women.
Right. And this is when Daphne said your apology is not accepted. Right. So again, I want y'all to understand, nowhere in there did he give a clear-cut apology to black men at all. But he's supposed to be taking accountability. Nowhere in there did he make an apology towards Daphne. Again, still didn't do it. So how much accountability is actually taking place? Like realistically, how much accountability is realistically taking place? And then not only that, right? Going back to, I gotta move my windows around here. Uh, if we highlight, open up OBS, working on one screen at a time, right? So we go back to his page, right? So you look at, and I want y'all to realize this too. Let me just go back here, right? So let me see. So the Daphne Sutton video, that I'm sorry, not Daphne Sutton. The Ro Osmond video, Brick Lady video, right? That he did, right? To go back and forth with people in the comment section and on social media, 196K views, right? The apology that he gave only got 60K. Why do you think that it got so low views? And again, this is a dude that got like 2 million on his platform. Why do you think that it inevitably ended up getting such low views, right? And again, this was posted a day ago. Somebody that has about like 2 million locked in, it don't take nothing to sit up there and get like, a couple 100,000 to really roll up and show up. Right? Because again, this is not what people are, in a sense, here for. And this is to further prove the point. If he's talking about a scene or a video where it's, referring to a black man doing something negative, oh, everybody's all in. Everybody's jumping off the cliff to go directly for that content. But yeah, you got this dude sitting up here and quote unquote doing this apology. And you don't see everybody rolling up to the scene when it deals with this video. Right now, let me see something real quick. Let me see this video. How many comments you got on here? You got 3, almost close to like 4K comments, 7,300 likes. Right. So let's remember that number. We're going to put that at 4K comments, 7,300 likes. Go back up here, right? Those comments are looking real light. You almost had roughly 4K on the video where it was talking about, trying to refute all the things and everybody that was in support for Brick Lady and all of these other types of things, right? You got the likes up there, but magically the comments are looking real light because a lot of those people who like the response in this video, that like the apology, they were some of the same ones that were sitting up there siding with Brick Lady. So now they don't got nothing to say because it's like you got to eat crow. Now you got to sit up there and take that huge L. And like I said, when a lot of people are wrong, they don't want to sit up there and showcase that they were the ones being wrong. So even in the comment section, you see everybody, saying, this is the first time I saw this one. Person said, terrible apology. You doubled down on Roe being hit and failed to mention that it was self-defense. Now it's bigger than Roe, huh? And that's facts, right? Another person said you were wrong. Another person said you apologize for contributing to the gender war without admitting that you were on the wrong side of the truth. You got to acknowledge you were wrong as well, or else it is meaningless. Yep, that is facts. Now, this is when you start getting it, right? Another person said this is a grown man apology, not just a sorry, but a plan of change to follow the apology as well. There was, the only thing he said is like, I'm going to be less reactional. I'm not going to react the normal way that I do. That's not a major change. Anybody can literally do that. A real change is dissecting where the problem was, how it occurred, and how to prevent that from happening again, and then showing off the preventative measures. Just sitting up here saying, okay, I'm going to be less reactive. That's nothing. Anybody can do that. It's like, okay, if I stub my toe, I'm going to make sure that I don't shout next time. That's the same thing. It's not that difficult to literally do that. It's really not. But again, when you can acknowledge your fault and send a percent like, yo, to the black man out here, I apologize for being a part of the wrong side on this story. I apologize for being in my feelings about this story and because of my feelings misleading people. And like I said, you can basically you can just keep going from there. That's just a start. Like I said, none of these people out here are going to give that type of apology because that would really be admitting that you were wrong. But he also can't do that because, again, a lot of his fan base is black women. So if he's admitting that, hey, I apologize that I basically sided directly with this black woman, like, oh, what do you mean that you apologize? Like, regardless of whatever was stated, this is a black woman at the end of the day. You're supposed to sit up there and support, do this, and that. You can't be taking back apologies. Now we feel less protected, and now you're again. It's going to be a whole other type of thing that people are going to, want to try to read directly into, and that's not going to bode well for his content nor for his platform. Right. Another person said, thinking of changing my name to Bullet Bag since I was called that by so many. Will never forget. And more than likely, what this person is referring to is, especially during that time when this story was hot, if you were a black man or had a platform and you specifically decided to speak out against this, oh, you would see a whole bunch of comments talking about you. And then also those same women will still, for whatever reason, decide to bring up Kevin Samuel's name in this whole situation, like some crazy, fanatic, type of stuff. But you would just hear if you were a black man during that time, oh, you would be hearing all of it, stuff that you were never even a part of. You would be called those names, everything negative under the sun and the moon. Right? Another person said, now this is maturity. Another person, why is it when a person apologizes, people still see it as a negative? I hear the emotions in his voice. We all have to do better. Yeah, okay. Like I said before, it's real easy. It is real easy. It is real easy. Like I said, all of this is crazy. It's 100% crazy. So hopefully this will be the end in the sense of brick gate completely, and everything can just go back to the way um that it once was. Hopefully, let's just pray that that it does. We don't need any other incidences to magically just show up So that now you got literally a social media divide of black men and black women, and he said this and she said this. You don't believe that, and you don't believe. Like I said, it's a whole bunch of nonsense at the end of the day. But a lot of people don't full fledged realize it because they would rather be caught directly in their emotions, right? So the next one that we're going to go directly into, and this has to do with, again, accountability. This goes into another woman of which I followed before. Hopefully I pronounce her name right because sometimes I butcher names. Shez Charday. If I mispronounced the name, my apologies. But um, for quite some time, her channel was actually shut down, right? Um, so on the 24th, she stated that at YouTube creators spoke with the Google account rep. Let me see if I can go back a little bit further. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So here we go. Um, January 23rd, right? It says at YouTube creators, my channel was shut down for nudity and sexual content violation when I never even posted a naked body, nudity, or any sexual conduct on my channel. I don't even post kissing. In fact, I promote abstinence. There is clearly a mistake, right? Later tweet. Hello, yes. Responded back to the team. Said, hello, yes. I've emailed them. How does a channel that promotes celibacy and abstinence get shut down for being too sexually explicit? That makes no sense, right? And next, she stated that it's supposed to be freedom of speech, telling women to respect their bodies needs to be canceled. And this is what I try to tell people before. This is a black woman that is has a platform. She also speaks out, for black men as well, on top of a variety of other things, too. Great content, right? If you take the chance to go look at her channel. And at no point in time watching her content have I ever seen her, promote or do anything raunchy or borderline, or all of her stuff is clean, right? She even, edits, the words that, she might want to say, when it deals with certain contexts or conversations, or she'll, swap some things around. Again, her content, pretty much you can have, in a sense, families watch, her content for the greater majority, unless it's dealing with maybe some more older type of conversations. But again, she has very good, very great content, but due to the effect of her being a black woman and she's standing up and speaking for black men, and then also calling out black women and all the nonsense on social media with society and modern society, you have a lot of women that are coming directly to her platform flagging her content, trying to get her page shut down. This is not the first time that this has, in a sense, happened specifically to her platform or her videos. There were times before where she received strike on top of strike on videos. And again, I want to reiterate, you got women out here that don't like it when you have black women sticking up and standing up and speaking out for black men. Because again, we're in a society at this moment in time where if you're a black man and you want to try to speak up for yourself or other black men, you're going to be demonized. People are going to try to cancel you. People are going to try to sit up there and say that you hate black women, that you must be abusive, you must be a criminal, you must be a degenerate, you must be the greatest words that people like to say, a dusty, right? People like to say things like that. And this is when I told people before that I feel that there is realistically, with the factual evidence that I've been able to see in front of me, I feel like there's no real such thing as an actual sisterhood. Because why would sisters want to destroy one of their own because they have a difference of opinion? That doesn't sound like much of a sisterhood to me. You're willing to literally destroy somebody's platform of blood, sweat, and tears, something that they earned and created themselves. You want to destroy that because you don't like the narrative. You don't like what it is that they're speaking up for or speaking out against. That's crazy to me. It sounds like you're actually dealing with children, right? She said, hate watchers are dedicated. That they are. That they are. Somebody said YouTube really going to come back and tell you that pitching abstinence, morals, and non-degeneracy is a violation because you're hurting the feelings of degenerates. Later said yes, the color purple video definitely pissed them off. And I want to note the color purple did not make a lot of money. So for that to be, I think what was that film, like $100 million film, and it barely even made back half of that money. So now it's straight to digital. Again, it's supposed to be Black Girl Magic. That's supposed to be the story of black women everywhere. And black women didn't support that film. Why is that? You got an all black cast. I mean, still Steven Spielberg is a part of it too, but you got an all black cast. You got black women directly in there, so black women should have actually came out and supported that film. They didn't, which is weird. So then you got January 24th. She said algorithms are definitely flawed. This is a prime example. A channel that promotes abstinence, marry before you carry, and sexual purity getting taken down for nudity and sexual exploitation is nonsense. It is. She stated on the 24th, a YouTube creator, the representative said the AI can confuse two elbows with a vagina. This is a huge mistake to be taken down for a violation that does not exist. Trying to get a human being involved, meaning, going over the videos, right? And then you have this one, which was on the 24th. It says, looks like your appeal is still under review right now. It's best to wait until you hear back from our policy team via email. Let us know if you have any other questions, right? So I let her know that, hey, your channel is back up and running, right? And if you go directly to her channel, I'm actually subscribed to her on my other Twitter, because I got two, just in case if nobody knows. So if you go directly and hit the link, it should pull directly up her channel. Yep. So you can clear cut see. Oops. You can clear cut see that it's up there, right? And she did the color purple video like 2 weeks ago. And the last video I want to say that she potentially did on the channel was, yeah, it was about like eight days ago, right? So that's roughly how long her channel has, in a sense, been down. It's been down for quite a minute, which is completely crazy. Like it makes zero sense how her channel is down and how it is, again, like she said before, she promotes purity. She promotes abstinence, right? Marry before you carry. But again, like I said before, you got so many ratchet women directly out here that are like, oh, I don't need a man. My babies don't need a father. A man is not needed in the household in order to raise a boy. Like I said, because you got all of these voices directly out there that are telling women, you got women telling women what it is that women should be doing. You got a whole bunch of confusion. Whole bunch of confusion. So you got men that'll sit up there and tell women like, hey, maybe you should, think about, like marriage. Maybe you should slow down a bit. Stop trying to control my body. I'm not your property. This, that, and the third, right? Nobody wants to listen to men. So you got a woman that is acting, and this woman is married. This is a black woman who is married. So beyond anybody else talking, right? She should be able to basically speak some wisdom directly to black women out here. You know what they do? Send a whole bunch of hate. They sit up there and destroy her platform, strike her videos, flag her channel, try to disrupt it and get it taken down because they want to stay out here and be ratchet. But I want people to understand this. The women out here who are a part and love this destructive culture, when everything comes to a head, they're going to be the main ones out there talking about, oh, why isn't nobody defending us? Why ain't people trying to say anything? Where is the men in the community to lead us? Again, men tried to sit up there and lead. You ain't want to sit up there and listen. You said that we don't got the body, we don't got the height, we don't got the tone, we're not masculine enough, we're not making the money, we don't got the job, we don't got the education, we don't got the car, we don't got any of the things that are necessary in order to basically lead women. So guys are like, okay, no problem, y'all got it. So now you got a woman out here who has her own stuff. She's married, she got the ring, she talks about both the single life and she talks about marriage. She talks about the modern society revolving in and around women and how it's detrimental. And then y'all try to tear her down and shut her down. I've seen some of the comments that women have specifically left her. And I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? What is really wrong with y'all? Like people like to sit up there and say all the time that black men are detrimental, and they say all of this crazy stuff about black women online. And you do have some crazy stuff out there, but the stuff that black women say to other black women, no black man out here can top that. I have literally read comments and I've seen it. No black man, there's nothing a black man can do to sit up there and top the stuff that black women say to other black women that they hate. Nothing. So, like I said, all of this is crazy. All of this is completely, 100% crazy. It makes no sense. Let me go through the comment section real quick. Hold on, I got y'all. Let me give a shout out. What's up to Hack, Black First, Mahoko, Gail, Timothy, who else we got up in here? DC Precise, Miss Callahan, who else? Dad Life, what is up? What is up? Pink, good evening, good evening. And I think that's it. So Timothy said, not to get off topic, but Seji, do you make a script for your lives or your videos? Nah, not at all. I pretty much freehanded. So you're going to hear a lot of mess ups on words and everything. Like I said, I just do it as natural as possible because that's always the way that I've done it. The moment in time that I try to script stuff, I'm not going to get anything done at the time that I want to do it. If I decide that I want to script something out for you guys, I'm going to be doing that for probably a few hours, trying to get everything specifically how I want it to come out. So if I say a certain thing, I want to be able to pull up this image, right, and then go to another image, and stuff like all of that stuff takes a lot of time, and I would rather just get the stuff directly out there. Might be a little bit of stuff during live stream, might have a little flubs and mess ups and whatnot, mispronunciations and whatnot, but I would rather have that than spending several hours on something and only being online doing a live stream for like a few minutes. Like it doesn't add up to me. It doesn't make sense. And then on top of that, some of the live streams I've done with you guys have been hours, from 15 minutes to an hour to 4 hours, 6, 8, 12, 15, and at the most that I've done is 24 hours. So it would be impossible for me to, try to do a 24-hour live stream and have everything scripted. That would take way too long. I might as well just sit up there and make a movie. At that point, might as well just do that. Carnell Mosley, what is up? What is up? Said, especially about aborting black boys. Shake my head. That ish is wild. Yeah. And I've covered that before. Like you've had a lot of women with platforms that have decided to state that they want to try to get rid of black men and young black boys. Right. If you find out that you're going to specifically have one, then this is what you need to sit up there and do. And I'm like, that's crazy to hear somebody literally say something like that. That is insane to me, because never in my life have I ever I can have like an issue with a person or even a dislike, but never at a point in time would I ever be so emotionally involved to the point where I'm like, yeah, I just want not even just that person, but everybody else pretty much that's crazy to me. That's too far gone right there. And like I said before, that's at the point in time where people need to like really start looking into therapy. You might want to back off of social media, and you might really want to go get a therapist so you can go have these conversations that need to be had, right? Um, it was Timothy said they no longer need wars to have us fight someone else's. But yeah, black people been saying this even since before I was born. Like all of the stuff that I've covered before, when it dealt with the old systems and how it is that you used to have 12 to 20 or 30 million Americans that were part of a certain white hooded group. Now they're, in a sense, they moved on to better pastures. They're in governments now. They're police officers. They're raising their families that way. So they're not doing this so much out in the open. It's in the background. But now that they've moved on, they have somebody else to take that place, and they got black people to pretty much do it for them. So that's what you see on social media. So they're sitting back and they're enjoying this. Whenever they watch TikTok and they see black people going back and forth and really hating each other and talking about, oh, I'm about to come slide through and come see you and whoop de woo and all this. Yeah, they loving that. They sitting back and they just waiting for the next episode. This is a television show for a lot of them now. They're like, before we used to have to go out there and get our hands dirty, do the hard work, and probably worry about charges and all this other type of stuff happening. Now we just got y'all doing it, and that's the truth. There's no ifs, ands, or buts or anything, about it. It is exactly, what it is. Timothy said, "You be putting in work. I got to get over my nerves to start the channel, so you're not alone in the fight." Yo, this is why I sit up there and tell you. If you to start a channel, it's not okay. The first step of starting a channel, it is. Let me just swap the because it's a whole nother conversation so I can at least we know exactly where we are, right? So well, this is a Seji Zone conversation, so it's expected we'll probably drop down to about 10 people in the live stream while I'm explaining this, right? So if you really want to start a platform or a channel, um it's going to be a daunting task, and the main thing that I would tell you is don't have crazy expectations, right? Like no matter who your favorite social media content creator basically is, do not go in having expectations of like, yeah, I'm going to sit up there and be this type of, celebrity whatever. I'm going to be this type of famous. I'm going to have a ridiculous amount of people subscribing and following me and all. No, no, no. When you first start, your engagement is going to be low. It is going to be low to pretty much non-existent when you start your platform. And if you just want to just hurry up and start a platform, you can do that directly from your phone. Like I spent money to, try to do the things that I, do at this moment in time. At this moment in time, if you spent $600 or $700 on your cell phone or whatever cell phone you got, you can pretty much start you up. Go, sign up to make your Google email, make you a name that you would like to be called, referred to, however you want to sit up there and put it. Make you a channel banner, start uploading, some videos. It just go from there. You can just go directly off of topics. You can just happen to show your face and read off the topic, or you can decide to put the topic directly up, whatever the article is, and then you're reading from, that portion of, that article. At least people know what it is, what the reference point is, and you can just, do it that way. Like I said, there's a variety of ways to do it. You don't have to spend $1,000 to be a content creator. You don't have to do that because at the beginning I didn't. I had, I think, with a $250 Chromebook, or I had a rented Toshiba laptop when I first started doing and editing videos, So it doesn't cost that much to, in a sense, do it. But again, don't have expectations. Um, the other thing I will sit up there and tell you is don't have a belief that friends and family are going to be the ones to support you, because they won't. They will not. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, it is what it is. Everybody has their own things that they're focused on, that they're busy with, and all these other types of things. And again, if you have a dream or an aspiration, and this is a dream that you see for yourself, remember the dreams that you have, like every time you go to sleep at night, the dreams that you have are yours alone, right? So any wishes and aspirations, those are yours. So that's going to be a road that you're going to be walking by yourself. If you're in a relationship and this is something that you want to do, will start to, cause issues in a relationship. You'll have somebody that, won't understand. Um, you will have to, give a lot of time. Like if this is something that you really want to do, you have to, in a sense, treat this like a job that you're not getting paid for, because at the end of the day you have to look at it as like, you know what, I might be doing this for whatever amount of years and I might not actually see any sense, I might not see any money, right? My subscribers might not grow, but this is I'm sorry, but if this is something that you legitimately really want to do, you have to, you know look over like the initial risks and different things like that and chase directly after your dream. If you really want to start a platform and you really want to do this, you have to do that. But again, I'm going to stress, do not expect anybody to come through and support and follow you. The experience that I had, and again, everybody's experience could be different. You can have a families and friends and whatnot that really love and they'll support any and everything that you do. If you got that, cool. But I'm gonna go with the normalcy. The normalcy is everybody is selfish and everybody's out for themselves. That includes families, loved ones, whoever that you can pretty much name, except for small kids, because we all know that kids just love you. They're just infinite batteries of energy. So you're going to get support from them no matter what, right? When I first started off, the main support that I received was from my mom. She was the main woman in my corner that loved and supported me and told me like, "Yo, this is something that you want to do, then get to it. Start doing it. Start, making the videos. Don't give up. I believe that you can sit." That was the only person to really come through and start doing that. Even still to this day, my mom, she'll, post my videos on different, like sites and whatnot for if she happens to catch them, for people to view. Right? That's love and that's support. But again, you're not going to get that when you initially start or when you decide to tell people that this is what you want to do, because a lot of people um are not comfortable with change. Right? The moment in time that you want to change, you want to do something different versus what people know you for, it makes them uneasy, because now that you're changing, they're like, man, maybe I got to sit up there and maybe I got to look at. A lot of people don't want to, look back at what it is that they're doing, because there's going to be a lot of comparisons that's going to take place. And once people see that you've changed and that you've changed for the better and that you're chasing your dreams and that you're successful chasing your dreams, that type of caution or fear that people have will start to grow potentially in a type of like envy and a type of resentment. So, in a sense, I will also say this is why change is also good for people, because it'll let you know who people are and how it is that people actually see you, right? Do people just love you because you're the old person that makes them comfortable in what it is that they are, right? And the amount of success that they have, or are they somewhere else? Because when you decide to chase your dreams and you want to do a variety of things, a lot of people are not going to be able to come with you. A lot of people are not going to want to walk that road directly with you. It's going to be, from going from my accounts, there's going to be a lot of lonely and sad nights. There's going to be a lot of nights of you directly in the dark or staying up for hours going over different stories or countless stories and reacting or reading those things off, and then potentially doing further research into the police department or certain laws of that state and all of these. Like there's so many things, in a sense there. Um, and I will tell you, to get over fear, I'll tell you what I did. I had a fear of, in a sense, putting my opinion directly out there, right? Because I was afraid of hearing my own voice and all of those things. And that fear originally came from the fact that I was afraid to actually go out and chase my dreams. Because remember, fear comes from a place. And what I had to do when I first started doing social media is that we got a mirror directly in my house. Right, I used to sit up there and like try to dress up like a reporter, try to look official because I was going to be on camera, try to make sure everything was right, go over the story, several times so I don't mess up on nothing. And before every single time I would go online, because I only had my mom to believe in me and have faith in me, I had to tell myself, I had to have a battle with myself, right? You got one side of you that says that, yo, you love yourself, you believe this, you believe that, you can do anything is possible, we're going to get this, everything is going to happen, right? Then you got this whole other side of a recording that you've been having for life, where it's like, nah, you a failure. Like you ain't gonna succeed. Why are you doing this? Like this is dumb. Just go out there and do the same stuff that everybody else is doing. Like be comfortable, somewhere else. Don't go out there and take chances and take right. You're telling yourself all of these negative things on top of telling yourself all of these positive things. So you got an internal battle. So every single day, me realizing this, I had to sit up there and look in the mirror and tell myself positive things every single day on repeat, around the clock, to the point that when I went to sleep, I was hearing nothing but positive words in my mind. Nothing negative was happening. You could hear water drop and you heard positive words every single time. And then as soon as you woke up, You got positive energy. You're full of energy. You just went and you started, doing the videos. That's what I had to sit up there and do. And then it got to the point where I didn't have to say it anymore. It was just happening, right? It's just like you breathe every single day. It just happens. You do it without even, sitting up there thinking. So once you get that tape playing, you don't care what it is that anybody is basically saying about your content. You can have people, oh, your content is trash. You don't know what you're talking about, all this other type of stuff. Yada. It don't matter what it is that a person has to say because you automatically have a tape that is overriding any negative shit directly out here coming from another person. And again, I want to stress this to you as well. You're going to run into a lot of negative people. Some of the most negative people, I don't care if it's like AI driven bots. At the end of the day, a human has a hand in every single thing. So it doesn't matter if it's AI, if it's bots, it doesn't matter if it's an actual human being. No matter what it is, those are people that never could do it. Those are people that cannot do it. So you have to also go within that understanding that you're alone in a battle, in a sense, against the world. Because I've had instances that I've showed off to y'all before where I've had three content creators deciding that they wanted to either try to strike my video. I'm talking about strike as in I'm not going to be able to actually put out videos on a platform for about like a week or two. Had another one basically try to send some type of quote unquote cease or desist for a short little clip that I got directly off of Twitter that I had no clue that it has anything to do with our platform. And then I had another content creator who started getting a little bit of celebrity and buzz because of a traffic stop, and due to the fact of a couple of celebrities were really showing up to the scene, they wanted all of that publicity, they wanted all of that fame and fortune, specifically the greed aspect, right? So you're going to have a lot of things in a sense take place. The other thing that I want you to realize and know as well, that even if you feel that nobody is watching, somebody is watching. Even though that it looks like nobody is watching you, somebody out there is watching. This is why I would always give love and appreciation to Phil from the Advice Show. It was like a long time ago. I think Tonda or Light, she can attest to it. Where early on in my YouTube career, he had came through and gave some type of like shout out or something. I still couldn't find that comment. I really can't find that comment now. So that's just off in the ether, at this moment in time. But then, some of the other, main people that rode through and support, Lady of Soul. I'm not even sure where she's at this moment in time, and J Dog. And like I said, for a lot of people, like when you first like literally start off, you're going to remember people that were like really just like there. You ain't even asking to be there. Like J Dog, that dude decided that he wanted to use like the platform that he had to basically showcase up and coming social media, YouTubers and whatnot. And he had me directly in that video. I'm like, that's cold. I'm like, that is dope. I'm like, much love and appreciation for doing it, because you ain't even have to sit up and do that. You know? And like I said before, and I don't know, it's a lot. I feel like I could just do a whole separate, live stream, um, directly on it, talking about it, because I've done this like so long. I know I could at least give um a decent insight and answer, quite a few questions directly about this. Because, like I said before, I've been even on my platform before. I wish I would have still left those comments up there. I told people that hated my content and whatnot. I told them specifically, I'm like, yo, if you hate my content, that's cool. Instead of just sitting here hating my content and being in the comment section, go make money off of that hate. Go do that. Like I was literally to the point. I'm probably pretty much one of the only ones out here that have literally described in detail to haters like, yo, this is how you use my content. This is how you chop it up. This is how you repurpose it. This is how you make a video, which could potentially lead to you making money. I've literally done that. Literally in comment sections. And when you do stuff like that, people don't even know what to say. They don't even give a response back. Because like I said, a lot of people that give out, a certain type of ill feelings or hate, they're not expecting anything positive in return. They're amped and they're hyped and they're waiting for that negative stuff so they can keep feeding off of that. But when you give somebody different energy, it deflates the whole situation. They're just like, man, whatever, I'm done with this. Right. And 9 times out of 10, whenever I've done that, that's what has happened. There's only so few people that I can actually name that hated my content so much that they made several videos directly, off of my stuff. And I told people before, it's like you can go ahead and do whatever it is that you want to sit up and do. I'm not going to sit up there and try to strike you. I'm not going to try to do a copyright claim or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, let me know you sit up there and make the video so I can sit up there and be your number one fan. Let me let me be your first subscriber. And I've done that. And I've literally done that. But some of those people, they took down those videos for whatever reason. And like I said, I don't know. Like I said, I just hope that people are successful in their endeavors and whatever it is that they specifically want to do. But it is what it is. You said let me go back my bad because I wasn't watching. Let me see. Timothy said, "My bad to throw you off." No, 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 that's cool. Like I said before, whenever I happen to do live streams, I like doing things live so that I can interact and I can happen to talk to you guys. Because again, some of y'all might have questions, but you're not able to specifically ask any of those questions when it's in the normal format. So it's like if I'm live, it's like, hey, we can actually talk or have that conversation or whatnot or whatever or before. Like you and some other people have talked about content creation before, and I've told a lot of people, on the channel, like, yo, if you really got a dream or an aspiration to do stuff in content creation, go out there and go do it. Ain't nothing stopping you. Like literally, ain't nothing stopping you but yourself. And again, I'm just gonna say, don't listen to nobody that tells you that you can't do it. Don't listen to nobody that ain't gonna sit up there and support you worth a damn. It don't matter if it's your husband, your wife, significant other, family, whatever. Don't listen to none of them. Always have faith and belief directly in yourself. And that's the main faith that I always have. A lot of people told me from a religious standpoint, they were like, "Oh no, it's wrong for you to have faith and belief, in yourself. Like that's going against God. All faith and belief is for God, and all this. You think that you are." I'm like, bro, I don't got no time for this. God gave common sense, and I'm using that common sense, and I'm using that free will. I'm sitting up there doing the half of the work that I'm supposed to sit up there and do. And as most people say, if you do the work, God is going to sit up there and carry you the rest of the way, right? So I did what I was supposed to do, and it got me to the point that y'all are pretty much able to see it regardless on how it looks right now. It still got to a result, and that's because of the work and everything that I initially put in, right? So you know like I said, that's the best way to put it. Timothy said, I'm just tired of letting it slide and not getting something out there. No, no, I get you, I get you. I completely understand that. Um, Yo, what is up, Gail? Gail said the main question is, what can we do to get the first channel back like it's supposed to be? Um, that's what I'm working on at the moment in time. So the main thing is, I gotta get, irregardless of the views that I've already had on the channel, because all of the videos I took those down because YouTube didn't specify, hey, you guys that are harassing towards a certain group of what. So I was like, you know what? I'll just take down all those videos and I'll just leave a few directly up there so that that shouldn't even be a problem when they decide to go back and check the channel and whatnot or whatever. So we got like a few videos up there. The private videos that I got, those are, like I told y'all before, those are video game videos. Video game videos, me shoveling snow and playing Tekken and Legend of Zelda, Call of Duty, stuff like that. So I know that those are not against any terms of services, right? So then we got the brand new video specifically up here, and everything is pretty much standard. So we're going to see if they decide to move the goalpost, when I'm able to potentially reapply on the first channel. It- because what they like to do now is the rules and regulations are that before, if you fail on a reply, you can reply the next month. This one, what YouTube decided to do is that, okay, you failed the reply, you got to wait 3 months. That's how they want to do stuff now, because they want to deter a lot of people from, being back on the platform or doing this and and doing that. Like I said, a lot of stuff would be easier if you actually had contact with people on the platform, because the main thing they said before, make changes directly to your channel and then reapply. I already did those changes, but I have to get the 4,000 watch hours in order to potentially even reapply. So that's where I'm at, at the moment in time with the first channel. And hopefully, from the changes that I did, because remember, this channel, if anybody was here long enough, this channel originally hit 50 million views. So the amount of time that I had it for, about 3 to 4 years, we hit like 50 million, views. To a lot of people, that might not seem like nothing, because some people can hit that within like a week. But given the fact that this was started back almost like 2018 ish, 2019 ish, especially back then, it's like, yeah, to actually have a platform that's doing some stuff, and videos are going viral other than just clips and stuff, like, yeah, it's like, for me, that was something different. I never imagined anything like that at all. So it's 2024. um let's hope that things work out. I did the necessary changes that I needed to do, and pretty much everything up here, 90+% is brand new content. So we'll see. We will see what happens. But I mean, I wouldn't even know, Gail. I don't know, because I tried to talk to at YouTube creators before, and I left a tweet to them specifically before, talking about something, and it was like it disappeared. It was like it just did not even exist, and I'm like, all right, this is how it's going. I'm just going to try it the normal way. If it doesn't work the way that I'm doing it right now at this point, and they still deny me, I guess I'll just try to get to them on Twitter to see what they will specifically state, because again, whatever videos that they stated were harassing or were targeting a specific group, those videos are no longer existing on this platform. So yeah, there's that. But that's pretty much where we're at. So hopefully people were able to get something from that TED talk there. Timothy said, I'm a truck driver of all 50 states. All I know is negative people. When I make it, I'll send you that email. No, you're gonna make, let me tell you something. Before I happen to get off, Timothy, let me tell you something. I had a brother up here by the name of King. I don't know where he's at the moment in time. I know he's a truck driver as well. It's been a minute. He used to show up on the first platform, and I think the second platform as well, in live streams and stuff like that. And we would see him, driving and stuff. And I told him, like, yo, if you want to be a content creator, it's beautiful being a content creator, being a truck driver. You have literally scenery. So, all right, Timothy, this is what you could do. Whenever you happen to have the money and the time, um, just in case you don't want to specifically talk about politics, you can just have a Twitch or a live stream going where it's just showing the scenery. Like, because sometimes y'all are in like Vermont or West Virginia, whatever, and you might look at snow covered hills or mountain ranges going through like Nebraska, Colorado. Like, dude, people, I've been there to like watch videos of just strictly somebody with whatever music is playing. You're just looking out of their window and you're looking at the scenery. So you can have two channels at once. You can have one channel where you talk about politics. You have a separate channel from that where it's just showing the scenery of where it is that you're going. Because you got Uber drivers on Twitch that go live like as soon as they know that they're going to be Ubering from, let's say, like 11 all the way to like 7. They got like a camera or something going, basically, showing whatever, like showing the city or whatnot, like especially if they're downtown, like in a bustling busy city, they'll do stuff like that. So like I said, you got a multitude of ways that you could literally make content. And then from you doing that content, especially let's say like the truck driving aspect, you might be able to even get like a sponsorship. Like you might have some type of truck driver, company or a coffee brand or something like there's like I said, there's a lot of money out there that you can specifically make for the field that you are in. So on top of you being a truck driver and having your license to do this, you can also, make money directly off of social media and whatnot. Um Timothy, oh, okay. Tippy said just watch SmackDown. It was okay. What I missed? You missed everything, Tippy. You missed everything. Miss Callahan says you did hear about the African dude who invented an electric car that needs no charges now missing. I'm not surprised. Um, when I get the time, I will remind myself. Matter of fact, let me just do it this way. Let me see. Um, African man who made a electric car. All right, so I got that one directly up there. So I'm just gonna remind myself to look that up and see specifically what's going on. But I'll tell you this: anytime that anybody is an inventor, this is the best thing that I can sit up there and tell people. Well, matter of fact, maybe it's not the best thing. I don't know how to go about it, right? If anybody's seen the movie with Morgan Freeman and Keanu Reeves, it was called Chain Reaction, where they created hydrogen energy or something like that, and it was like stable, free energy. The government was trying to shut them down, like the powers that be were trying to shut them down. They were trying to buy them out first, but then once they couldn't do that, they started trying to like really just assassinate those guys so the information couldn't get out there. So what Keanu Reeves decided to do, if I remember correctly, is that he got the schematics or whatever, and he just put them online. He sent it to everywhere, every country. So even if they decided to take him off of the field, the information is out there, and they couldn't stop that information. He sent it to China, he sent it to Africa, New Zealand, the United States, everywhere, anywhere the information could go, he sent it. So literally, it was futile for them to even try because you can't stop that now. It's beyond them. So that's the way that I technically look at it. I look at it from that aspect where I feel like the greatest protection that an inventor of that magnitude could have is putting the information directly out there for everybody to be able to use. Again, I want those people to still get their credit for them inventing something and creating something, but I also want them to have at least some type of protection because again, they can't get rid of the information if the information is out there. If it's literally in everybody's phone, email, they can't erase all of that. They will literally have to cut off all communications, all electricity in order to cover that whole basis. But even then, people still got ways of accessing their stuff. You know. Um, what was it? Outlaw said Power World. I got you. I got you. Ms. Callahan said the Star report is talking about it. Let me type in the Star report. Let me see. Let me see. I might have to type it a different way. But yeah, I'm going to sit up there and look into it. I'll probably do a solo uh video directly about it. Because like I said, this is not the first time that this has happened. Inventors disappearing. If anybody knows about inventors, you can go on YouTube right now and you can look up a lot of inventors that have created like free energy and all this other type of stuff. And I want people to remember the moment in time that somebody comes out with something, you automatically have this influx of people saying like, "Oh, that's not real. That's not possible. Physics states the theory of relativity, the Pythagorean theory." Like they'll start throwing all of this stuff out there to try to refute an invention or somebody's claims that it is impossible, improbable for this to even exist because it's going against the stuff that they know. But like I said before, we've only realistically seen, if you look at the universe, we've literally only seen like what 1 to 5% of the universe. We haven't even seen what the whole universe looks like. So our understanding of how physics and everything basically works is very limited because we don't really have experiences with anything. We don't know the experience of a black or a white hole. We don't know the experience of a gravitational pull. We don't know the experience of a magnet star. Like we can't even harness the energy from our own star. We can't even harness the energy, the thermal and kinetic energy from our own planet. So again, when we're at the point of trying to question if an invention is real or not, you know, there's a lot of stuff to take account for. Um, Ty said you heard about Byron Spetcher. Nope, don't even know who it is. Just gonna be honest with you, don't even know who that is. Let me just type that in. Spejcher. Let me see. California woman who fatally stabbed boyfriend 108 times receives probation and community service. I'm not surprised. The California woman who was convicted of killing her boyfriend by stabbing him 108 times during a cannabis induced psychosis received a slap on the wrist Tuesday. Uh, she was sentenced to 2 years probation and was ordered to perform 100 hours of community service for being found guilty of killing her new boyfriend, Chad O'Melia. Ventura County Superior Court Judge David Worley ruled that the woman had no control over her actions when she entered into a psychotic episode and stabbed O'Melia, age 26, 108 times in the Thousand Oaks apartment on May 28th of 2018. Experts for the prosecution and the defense both found that the marijuana bong hit given to her threw the woman into a deadly psychotic episode. From that point forward, she had no control over her actions. And I'm looking at like her picture. I can clearly see that there are marks on her face because more than likely the dude was trying to fight back. But I'm going to do a solo video about that. But I'm going to sit up there and state this. Remember, you got a lot of dudes out here that sit up there and say that no matter what a woman does, you're stronger, you're faster, you should never be afraid of a woman. A woman can't really do nothing to you. So I'm just again, I'm going to post that when I start the recording for that video. That is going to be the intro that I'm going to start off with because I told people this foolishness with trying to just always believe that a woman can't do nothing to you is completely foolish. Like I said, I don't care how strong you are. Let a woman sit up there and get you 108 times like you in prison. It's over for you. It is curtains for you. Like every organ in your body is probably hit. Every artery, like it is done for you. Ms. Callahan said, especially black inventors disappearing. Yeah. Yep. Timothy said black holes might be one-way exits outside of our galaxy bubble. Ms. Callahan said, damn, 108 times. Yeah, it's bad. 108 times against probation. Yeah, I don't know what lawyer that is. I need that lawyer too, because you can probably sit up there and help me out with this YouTube situation. Miss Callahan said the judge gotta go. Ty said, I figured it would be a good video. Said, I was meaning to tell you when I found out, but I took a 13-hour nap and forgot who. Ah, yeah, I understand that. I've been there. I've been there for those 13-hour naps where it's just like, yep, you're technically refreshed and you're awake, but it's like, yeah, I still feel tired. Let me go back to Yeah, I've been there. Especially after doing like those long live streams that I used to do. Oh yeah, I've been there. Trust me, I understand you, sir. I understand. But that's the end of the stream. We was going for about a hour and 14 minutes. I actually thought that we were going to go down to about like 10 people when I was explaining about YouTube and how to start a social media platform. But shout out to any of the people that stayed for the duration of that. Hopefully you or somebody that might be able to use that information and whatnot. And maybe one day, if people actually care to know and want to listen, I might just do a specific live stream just about that. I guess maybe doing like a Q&A and opening up the stream for people to just be there and ask questions and talk and and stuff like that. But we'll see, what will take place in the future directly with that. But much love, respect, and appreciation to any and everybody that is listening. Love you guys a lot, respect you guys a lot, value you guys a lot. Thank you guys for the likes and the comments and the live stream. Make sure to take care of yourself. It is a Friday. It is currently still it's 10 o'clock, so you can probably still get some Uber Eats or go out to Jack in the Box, In and Out, Whataburger, whatever y'all got directly out there. Go hit those up. Hey, y'all, some nice food, relax, play some games, watch some movies, scroll through some social media, spend time with some family, with yourselves, get your feng shui in order, and just enjoy your weekend. And before I forget, last little tidbit for the 14 people here: don't do your taxes so early. Look up all the tax information and how things have specifically changed, because you could potentially be missing out on some extra money that you weren't able to get last year because of the previous tax rules and changes and laws that were in place at that moment in time. So make sure before you file for your taxes, look at all of the brand new changes that have been taking place with the taxes. So I just wanted to, state that, because again, I want people to be able to get their money, for the new year, being able to, maybe get that brand new TV or refrigerator or a toaster or a blender, whatever it is that people like to sit up there and get, or maybe even new cell phone or something. But anyways, much love, respect, and appreciation. Shout out to anybody that might have donated by way of Patreon, PayPal, and Cash App as well. Love you guys a lot, and take it easy. And it is time for some food and some Power World. Peace out.